I'm 12 years old, and I'm trying to make $1 million by building products with AI. But there's one rule. Every time I build a product, whatever that product earns, the next one has to make double. So if this first product makes $1, then the next one has to make $2. And if it makes $10, the next one has to make $20. And if it makes $1,000, well, first off, I'm probably going to have to scream. And second, the next one's going to have to make $2,000. So basically, I've created a challenge where every product I make, my life gets harder, which sounds like a terrible idea. So obviously, I'm doing it. Right now, I'm starting with my laptop, some AI tools, and absolutely no guarantee that any of this is going to work. I don't have a company, I don't have employees, I don't have a fancy office. I have a laptop, a chair, and the confidence of someone who has not fully thought out how hard this is going to be. But that's kind of the point. I want to see what a 12-year-old can build with AI. Not someday, not when I'm older, right now. And for the first episode, I need one thing before anything else, an idea. Because saying, I'm going to build a product sounds cool until you sit down at your computer and realize you actually have to build something. So I opened ChatGPT and basically said, give me a good business idea. And ChatGPT started giving me some ideas. Some of them were actually pretty good, and at one point it felt like ChatGPT was basically wanting me to open a lemonade stand in December. Thank you, Chat. Amazing idea. Nothing says future millionaire like standing outside in a coat selling frozen lemonade to people who just want to get inside. I was like, ChatGPT, I said AI product, not Frostbite Simulator. So I kept going back and forth. Asked for simple ideas, then I asked for some ideas that could be built fast, then I asked for some ideas that people might actually use. Because that's the hard part. Make something cool. But if no one wants it, then it's just a cool thing sitting on the internet doing nothing. And I do not need a digital paperweight. I need a product. After talking to ChatGPT for a while, I ended up with 3 possible ideas. Idea number 1, a website where you can enter in any URL and it summarizes the video. So instead of watching the whole thing, you can get the key moments and basically turn watching into quick knowledge. Because sometimes you want to click on a video thinking it'll answer your question, and 12 minutes later the person is still saying before we get started, no, we are getting started, please get to the point. Idea number 2, a tool for property owners where you upload a lease and it explains everything in simple terms. Because leases are written like they are designed by someone who gets paid per confusing word. You upload it and then the tool tells you what it actually means, what you are agreeing to, and what you should pay attention to. Idea number 3, an app or website where you enter in your zip code, what you are interested in, and it gives you personalized events happening near you. So instead of searching random websites for stuff to do, it gives you ideas based on what you actually like. After looking at all 3, I had to pick one. And for this first product, I'm going with idea 1. The website where you input a URL and you get the key moment summarization. I want to turn watching into quick knowledge. The reason I picked this one is because I felt like everyone watches videos now. And YouTube videos, tutorials, podcasts, interviews, school videos, random videos that your friend sends you and says, watch the whole thing till the end. And then the end is 17 minutes away. So this tool could actually be useful. It could help students, it could help people learning something, it could help people who don't have time to watch a full video. And honestly, it could help me, because I definitely clicked on some videos, immediately thought, there's no way I'm watching all of this. The goal is simple. Build a website where someone can paste in a URL, ask a question about the video, and get a useful answer. That sounds simple, which usually means it's not simple at all. Now, before I start building, I need to figure out what this thing should actually do, because AI videos, websites sound cool, but it's too vague. It's like I'm saying I'm gonna build an app. Okay, what does it do? Does it solve a problem? Does it have buttons? Does it look good? Does it explode when you click submit? Hopefully not. So I wrote down what the first version needs. It needs a place where you enter in your URL, it needs a box where you type in your question, and it needs a button that says analyze or ask video, and then it needs to return an answer. That's it. I'm not trying to build the most advanced AI tool in the world on day 1. I'm trying to build something that works, because that's something I already learned. The first version does not have to be perfect. It just has to exist. And that's actually kind of scary, because when someone says just an idea feels perfect in your head, everything works. The design looks clean, the users love it, the money comes in. You're basically a genius. But then you actually start building it and suddenly there's an error message in red text that looks like it personally hates you. Now it's time to build. For this, I'm using Codex. Codex is an AI tool that helps write code. Basically, I can tell it what I'm trying to build, and it helps me create the code for it, which is amazing, because I do not know anything about coding. I know some things, but not enough to casually build a whole product like I'm Tony Stark in his bedroom. So Codex is like a coding helper. I explain what I want, it tries to build it, then I test it. Then something breaks, then I question every decision I've ever made. Then I fix it. That's the process. So I started by telling Codex what I want. Build me a simple website where a user can paste in a URL, type a question, and get an AI-generated answer about the video. And then I waited. And the crazy thing is, it actually started making something. It typed into a box, Codex started using it, turning it into real code. That still feels insane to me. A few years ago, if you wanted to build a website, you had to know a lot more by yourself. That doesn't mean it does everything perfectly. It definitely does not. And it gets me moving way faster. And that's what matters. Because the goal of this challenge is not to think of ideas and to launch them at first. Codex gives me a basic structure. There was the page, there was an input box, there was a button. It looks kind of boring, but boring is fine for version 1. I don't need it to look like Apple designed it. I just need to look like it was made in 2007 by a haunted printer. Then I started testing it. And this is where things got real, because building a product was fun when everything works. But the second something doesn't work, your brain immediately goes, maybe I should have done that lemonade stand. At least lemonade stands don't throw code errors, probably. I pasted in a test URL, I typed a question, I clicked the button. Something happened. Not necessarily the thing I wanted, but definitely something. The first version was rough. Some parts worked, some parts were confusing, some parts made me stare at my screen like, Codex, are we on the same team? But that's part of it. I'm starting to realize that building with AI is not just pressing one button and magically getting a perfect answer. It's more like having a really fast assistant who's sometimes brilliant and sometimes confidently wrong. Like, I'll give you code and act like it'll give you code and act like, there you go, masterpiece. And you run it and the whole thing breaks. And you're like, masterpiece, where? But the good part is I wasn't stuck on 0 anymore. I had something on the screen. It was real. I wasn't finished, but it was real. That's a big difference, because most ideas never become anything. People talk about them and think about them. Maybe I'll write them down, and nothing happened. I don't want this challenge to be me just talking about the process. I want to actually make them, even if they're messy at first. So I kept working. I asked Codex to fix the layout. Then I asked it to make the page cleaner. Then I asked it to make the results easier to read. Then I tested it again and again and again. There were moments where I felt like I was actually building something cool, and then there was moments where I felt like the website was building my patience instead. But after a little while, I had a basic version. Let's see what it did. The first version was not perfect, still needed work, the design could be better, some of the answers need to be improved, and it still needs to figure out the best way to make actually useful, real users. But the foundation is there, and that's what matters for today. Because episode 1 is not about building a billion-dollar company. It's about starting. It's from going to 0 to something, and honestly, that's already harder than it looks. It's easier to say, I'm gonna build a product. It's harder to sit down, pick an idea, use the tools, deal with the mistakes, and actually make the first version. And now that I have a basic product, the next question is, can I make money? Because remember, the rule is, whatever this product earns, the next product has to earn double. So if this makes $0, technically doubling 0 is still 0. But that feels like cheating, and also depressing. So the real goal is, make at least something, even $1. Because once it makes money, the challenge officially begins. And then the next product has to beat it. And then the one after that has to beat that. And if those goes on, every episode gets harder, which is scary. But also kind of exciting. Because I don't want to just build some random stuff. I want to learn what actually works, what people click on, what do people pay for, what ideas sound good but fail, what ideas seem small but actually work. And can a 12-year-old with a laptop and some AI tools build something valuable? That's that's what this whole channel is about. I'm not pretending to know everything about AI and coding. I don't. I'm gonna mess things up, probably a lot. Some products might fail, some products might make no money. Some might break, some might have bad ideas. But at some point, I'm probably gonna look back at this episode and think, why did I say that on camera? But that's fine, because this is the beginning. The first product I built is now I need to improve it. Launch it and see if someone actually wants to use it. And once I know how much it makes, that number becomes a target for episode 2. Except episode 2 has to make double, so no pressure. Just me, my laptops, AI tools, a challenge that gets harder every single time. This is product number 1. Let's see if it can earn anything. So this is what I created. It's called Highlight Hunter. You can take your long YouTube videos, you can paste your URL here. I've already done that, and hit create highlight, and then it'll look through your video using AI, and your your video of highlights will appear here. It'll be like 45 seconds to a minute, and then if you want, you can also choose a file from your files, and then it can condense those into highlights as well. So you can do that, but still needs a little bit of work. I'm gonna work on it a little bit more, but it is almost done. This is Past Bear speaking. While I'm editing this, I realized it would be really hard to publish this idea, and I don't think it is good enough to fully publish, and it would be a lot of work. So this one I'm not going to publish, but if you stay tuned, in the next couple days I will make a product and episode 2 where I do from start to finish, make and publish it. So this episode 1 is really just now me getting used to AI and YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.